Kyle, what a great event it has been. I think you guys, to take a football phrase, threw a home run with this one, moving it down here to get some exposure not only for the league, but Kennesaw State, who's joining the league this year.
Yeah, thanks, Alan. It really has been a lot of fun. We were yesterday at the College Football Hall of Fame, and what a great time that was. One thing that I didn't really anticipate was the experience that the student athletes would have at the College Football Hall of Fame. And all the exhibits are interactive, they're personalized. We've had so much good feedback from our student athletes for what they could experience there. It was really a lot of fun, and so to be there was very special. And we've had a great media turnout here. And the Atlanta market really is great to be exposed to. It's great to be in Atlanta, and certainly bringing Kennesaw State in has helped with all of that.
Take me through the process, Kyle, of getting it down here. When did you begin to think, hey, this might be an idea we want to investigate?
Well, actually, Vaughn Williams, the athletics director at Kennesaw State, first brought it up to me last year, and I came down to the grand opening of the facility and experienced it, and thought, wow, what a great opportunity this would be. And so we began the conversation right after that with John Stevenson, the president and CEO down there, and he was very supportive. And so the wheels started turning, and it really worked out. And to be the first conference to have their media day at the College Football Hall of Fame is pretty special.
You mentioned in your opening remarks last night about how special 2013 was and how the league was able to go above and beyond in 2014. What do you think the expectations are here this season?
Well, take another step. You know, as you say, that was really a breakout year for us as we had worked through the first 10 to 12 years of the conference. It was a struggle in a lot of ways. I mean, we were doing a lot of good things, but we weren't getting the recognition that we thought we deserved. And you know, you've got to earn the respect, and we've always tried to work toward that. And in 2013, when we had so many good quality wins, we had success in the playoffs, that's when people around the country really started to turn their heads a little bit. Last year, we were asking the question, could we sustain that success? And we went far beyond what we did in 2013. So it was so gratifying to see that and see the great success that Liberty had, certainly, in making the playoffs for the first time, and then Coastal making the playoffs. We were 24-7 against FCS opponents, with winning records against the Southern Conference and the Colonial. So it was a tremendous, tremendous year. So the bar is set high for 2015. But we feel so good about the returning starters and returning student athletes we have. Our coaches do such an outstanding job in the Big South Conference. So I look for the top to continue to be as good, but what I'm really excited about is the rest of the league. I think our depth is really going to improve a lot this year because we've had coaches that have been in place a couple of years. They continue to build their programs, and so we're going to see some success, not only from the top, but really from everybody else. And that helps the entire conference. So it's in some ways it's hard to believe we could be even better than we were last year, but we think we can do it.
Year in and year out, Kyle, there's always water cooler topics, realignment, safety issues. This summer, what have been those topics that have come across your desk?
Well, those and more. Certainly, conference realignment, membership movement, that's a part of Division I these days, and we understand that. We never like that, if somebody's, moving, but at the same time, we know that we want to grow as well, and we want to expand. So, it's part of the landscape these days, and so that's something we continue to talk about and look at, and we feel good about the direction we're going in that regard. A lot of discussion about concussion, which we've talked with the LFSN about a little bit, and so we try to. Safety is a real concern for our student athletes. We want to do everything we can to provide that safety, and then beyond that, really nationally, it's at multiple levels what's happening with the NCAA and with Division I. The past year or so, it's been talk about the autonomy and the major conferences and what they are trying to do to help themselves, help them be able to provide the resources that they have for their student athletes. And we're supportive of that, but at the same time, we have to make sure that's done in a balanced way. And we want to make sure that everybody in Division I benefits from the association and from our structure. And so if you got too much separation from the Autonomy 5 conferences, I'll call them, kind of doing their own thing, does that damage everybody else? So I'm serving on the NCAA Council, and so what we're trying to do is figure out a way to be able to have that appropriate balance moving forward for all of Division I. So our student athletes in the Big South Conference can benefit as much as student athletes in one of the major conferences.
Another hot topic now, Kyle, also is multimedia and how people are accessing games. And the Big South has been on the bleeding edge of different things you do, whether it be ESPN3, American Sports Network. So how happy are you with your media partners and what you've been able to accomplish from that perspective?
I'm really pleased with what we've been able to do. You know, ESPN's been a great partner of ours, and we knew early on that the digital space was a direction we wanted to go with them, and so we're pleased with our ESPN3 presence as well as the other platforms with ESPN. ASN is a great opportunity for us, and you know, we were, as you say, one of the first conferences to sign with them, and that's been a great opportunity. But we always felt like we were on the leading edge of what was happening from a multimedia perspective, because when we started the Big South Network, that was over 10 years ago. And so we were one of the first conferences to develop a digital network by having over 900 annual events live online. So now we're seeing a lot of other conferences that are beginning to follow suit and move that direction. But early on, we felt like that was our Big Ten network, so to speak. The Big Ten had their deal. This was the Big South Network. And so we felt very good about what we're doing there, and we continue to enhance and expand that. And then, of course, the next step is, well, who knows what the next step is, right? It's all, you know, it's moving so quickly, but the whole social side of things and what that means and how video is a major part of that. And we're jumping in a big way this year with that, and continue to explore other ways to be able to find the exposure for our student athletes, for our institutions, and really to be able to provide the best opportunities we can.
Is your schedule set for the football games you're seeing this fall?
No, it is not, as a matter of fact. It's still middle of summer, for crying out loud. No, but I've got a few that I've got in mind, you know, and there's one at the end of the season that I'm especially interested in.
We're looking at that one as well.
Yeah, and but it's going to be a great season. I'm really looking forward to being on campus.
Kyle, appreciate your leadership. Thanks for the time.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
That's Big South Commissioner Kyle Kallander. I'm Alan York for LibertyFlames.com.